I'm Christina.
I'm Abby.
Hi.
Welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back to our channel. We have one of those now. This is so exciting.
God.
Today's episode is going to be super duper exciting. So like tap and turn your volume up. Make sure your ears are clear and your hearts are opened and ready to receive.
Also, before we even get into it, thank you guys so much for everybody who
thank you so much for supporting, for subscribing, for liking, for commenting. This is literally our first video. Like we're not, it was so
we appreciate
the
all
messages
of it,
too. Oh my god, that made me so happy. I feel all mushy and mellow now. That was really so sweet of you guys. Thank you so much. Which is why like we owe it to you guys to make this episode the best episode you've ever heard in your life, where we actually give you something that you're actually going to be able to use to benefit your life. It's a glow up.
Why we said it at the same time?
It gave what it needs to give.
So for today's episode, we got a question asked from one of the girls that watched our video and gave us a lot of support and feedback. And she had a question about dating. So today's video will be about dating in our 20s.
We love talking about dating because I feel like there's so much information that the girlies don't know yet. Yeah, but you're gonna know today. Yeah, you're gonna be up on game. I can't wait. I hope I don't tell too much of my business. It's gonna be fine. If it helps somebody, then the Lord will cover me.
It's fine.
Yeah.
So we're gonna read what she asked.
Yeah.
Obviously we're gonna keep her name anonymous. We're not gonna put all her business out there, but we'll try to, just go based off of that. So for her situation, she's talking to this guy. It was great. He was buying her stuff. He was a little long distance. He lived in a different state from her. But, he was still coming through, doing things for her, which is very sweet. We love that.
Mm-hmm.
So now, her birthday's coming up, period. We love... I think she's a Sag, right? Yeah.
Is she a Sag? Cute!
I'm a Sag. Okay.
My sign is better than that, but thanks.
So she was saying he had gotten a job offer. He didn't want to work. And he won't have any real money until April. Basically past the holidays.
Mind Christmas, you, we're in November right now.
Her birthday, like...
I just say anything sometimes. Neither here nor there.
So her question was, should she leave, or is this a love is more important type of thing because she can get a man with money and that she can actually see by tomorrow? Which I love that she said
Did she say that? That's it?
Yeah, she had said that. And tomorrow was in caps. We love the girl.
Yeah, pronto. Okay. And you said she was like, how old?
Yeah, she's about to turn 20.
Okay, and that's significant too.
Yeah.
You can go ahead because I got a lot to say.
Me too. There's just so much, you guys, so much. I can't. All right, let's get into it. So I feel like the way I look at dating, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like men and women dating is different.
100%.
I feel like with women, our prime is in our 20s. And then it declines as we get older. Where it's like for men, they get to build themselves up and they get better with time.
Exactly.
Obviously, they have that peak where they start to go back down.
Yeah. And I was literally saying that. I always interrupt you, but it's an additive. One of the things that I was saying as well, like what you were saying, our 20s for women, it's like now is our prime. Now's when we can do what we want. And it's not necessarily a decline after you hit 30, but things change. They used to talk about it. Your sexual marketplace value is different. It changes. When you're older, you have more experience. And that's something that's ideal. But especially with like men, it's significant because as a woman, I don't really feel like we should be dating men who are like our own age. They don't need to be significantly older, but not men who are like our own age. Because for example, if you're with a man, let's say he wastes your time for like a year, 2 years. He could be a bum. You could meet a guy, right? He could be a bum. He's a bum, he's 15, he's dropping out of class. He's a bum, he's 25. He's a bum, he's 35. He's still a bum at 35. He's still broke at 35. He can hit 40, he's still a bum. 42, he becomes a millionaire. 40, he decides to get on his stuff. 42, he becomes a millionaire, and now all of a sudden he's skyrocketing. Right. If you were to stay with that man, even if the man was like 2 years older than you, if you were to stay with that man, let's say you were 25, he was 27. If you were to stay with that man for 20 years, and then after the 20 years,
now he's in his big dog era and he feel like he can run shit.
And he could do whatever. I would be sick. Minus me and Jesus' name. I would be sick. I would be sick. I would be sick. I would be so sick. I'm still thinking about it. I'm like, nah, I couldn't. And that's why, and it's so hilarious too, because I feel like men kind of prey on the fact that a lot of younger women don't know this. And if you're watching this as well, take dating seriously. There's a book that you should read. It's called, Defining the Decade. I don't remember the author, but it's called Defining the Decade. It's talking about your 20s, and one of the things that they said was that a lot of people tell you when you're young, when you're in like your 20s, especially in your early 20s, oh my gosh, you have so much time to date, you have so much time to experience life. No, there's no rush, there's no rush, there's no rush. And then you hit 28 and they're just like, when are you getting married? When are you having a kid? Oh my gosh, time is ticking. So if you're watching this, especially if you're a little bit younger, you're in an advantageous position because you'll be able to capitalize on your 20s while you're still 20.
Right.
Yeah. And a lot of the girlies who you see who are kind of like promoting their 30s, again, no shade to the 30s because they be the ones who be putting me on. My clients, they be the ones who be putting me on game. But yeah, no shade to the 30s. But when you're like young, now is like the time to like be capitalizing on a lot of the stuff. And men, they prey on the fact that most of us don't really have wisdom or knowledge of dating. Most of us don't really seek knowledge in dating until we're like 28, 29.
And that's just us adjusting to older men. The younger men that's our age, they are not ready to date, baby.
Say that again.
They're not ready to date.
We're going to say the third time. We're going to say the third time. They are not ready to date.
I want y'all to get that through y'all head. These men are not ready to date.
They're not. They're going to sit down and they're going to waste your time.
They want to have fun right now, right?
Yeah.
So they're in their 20s.
Yeah, they're young and lit. They don't got no money. I hate that for them. I need to stop running my mouth. Continue. I'm talking too much. Sips, drink. Right. Yeah. Pads under eye. Please.
We're going to cut that out. We're going to get canceled.
Before we even friggin' start. I'm so passionate about this topic.
Girl. See, that's not. We need to scrape the surface of this topic yet.
That's true.
Okay. Where were we? Yeah, they're not ready to date. They're in their 20s. They're young. They're experiencing life, and that's completely fine.
Yeah.
You need to do the same. Do I need to say it again? You need to do the same. Go experience life. Go learn who you are as a person. Go have fun. Be smart. Don't be an idiot. But have fun. You know what I'm saying? Now, while you're having fun, be intentional.
Be intentional and be safe. Can we talk about sex on here?
Yeah, fuck it.
We're Christians. We love the Lord, and obviously in the Bible it talks about like no sex before marriage. And I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, well, the Bible doesn't look like they get all up in arms, they get their stuff in a twist. But what I will say is, especially, but they're not lying. And there's so many, one thing that I learned is that God is never going to tell you to do something that is not going to be to your benefit.
Right.
It is not to your benefit as a young, beautiful, especially 20-something, to just be dating men, not even necessarily dating men, but to be having sex with men. I feel like you should be rotationally dating, talking to different guys, especially when you're so young. Women, we have such a nurturing spirit. We want to love, we want to care for, we want to nurture. And there's nothing.
It's in our nature.
It's in our nature, but like as a young woman, you need to be investing in yourself. The reason why they always say, okay, well, women need to learn themselves is because once you get married, even if you get married to a multimillionaire, the man is so sweet, the man is so kind, he loves you so much, and he just spends a whole bunch of money on you, he takes care of you. If you get married to a man like that, and you're super duper happy, you get pregnant, you're out of commission for some time, babe. That whole time, he can work, he can grind, he can do his thing. Once the kids are here, when somebody sees a child and their hair is messed up, nobody says, where's the father? If the child is...
Where are the mothers?
Where's the mother? Oh my gosh, well, why does this home look like that? Where's the mom? Like, and even though, I mean, there's traditional gender roles. When you have a man who is of a certain level, it means like he can hire like a housekeeper. You can hire a housekeeper. Like, there's different options that you have for sure, but you just want to make sure that like you're being intentional of like experiencing and getting to a certain level from before you're even married.
Right.
Yeah. And also too, men, they don't have the same currency as women. Women, our currency is our youth and our beauty. Men, their currency is their money. So don't ever try to lead with your money with a man thinking that that's going to make him attracted to you. The only men that's going to attract to you is users who are going to want to use you for your funds.
Not all money is good.
It's good money. Can we say that again too? Not all money is good money.
I get it. We're from New York, so it's like it's a lot of, what are they called again? Financial magicians.
Girl, financial magicians.
Yeah.
Continue. That was the one I was expecting. Okay, continue.
There are a lot of financial magicians. If you know, you know. And I feel like there's a big hype about them, especially when you're coming out of high school.
If you're from New York, you get it.
Yeah. And then like maybe in other states, there's like the trappers. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like a hype to get with those kind of men. The rappers, the flashy men. I'm so sorry. The flashy men. It seems fun. The girls seem to be getting spoiled by those guys. Baby, that is not.
Babe, I have to say this stuff because we have to be mindful. If a man wants to spend money on you, bags are nice, shoes are nice, clothes are nice, trips are nice. But when you're dealing with a man who is of a certain level of means, you should put yourself in a position to do better than him when you leave. If you're with a man and he is buying you a Chanel bag, putting a Cartier bracelet on your wrist every other week, but then you guys break up and then the only thing you have to show for it is Cartier bracelet and bag, you gotta go back home. Yeah, you gotta go back home. That's not advantageous to you. Like, you have to ask him. Like, I had my business. Abby was doing her business. Hey, would you want to invest in this idea that I have? Would you want to invest in this clothing brand that I have? Would you want to invest? I'm a lash tech and I really want to invest in growing my business. Like, would you invest in that? And that not only benefits you long term, but that shows you long term. What is it? God's rejection is divine redirection or something like that. So if you're talking to a guy, a lot of the time, especially at the beginning of a relationship, women feel like, oh my gosh, well, I don't want to say anything that's going to make him leave. I don't want to say anything that's going to make him turn away from me. And men know that. So if anything, the quicker he turns away from you, the more time you save, babe, because you're young and you're hot. Right. Yeah. So you kind of want to push away the men who aren't really for you.
Especially the ones that aren't stable. Because you want to, let me tell you something. Yes, you could have fun in your 20s and you can be intentional. But you have to make sure that you're vetting the guys you date, even if you're not being fully serious, because not God forbid, but
say it with your chest. God forbid.
Okay, God forbid there's a guy that you're dating and you don't really see him as a potential husband or a potential serious boyfriend, and then time goes by, you end up catching really serious feelings for him, and
which is very likely. And men know that. Men know that women fall in love with time, which is why they be sitting down talking on the phone with you for hours. Don't take you nowhere. Don't buy you nothing. That was so intense.
But I say this to say you have to have emotional security. You have to have dating security. And if you don't have that, your time will be wasted. And nobody wants that. I don't want that for you. Seriously. I love y'all.
The first date, the beginning of a relationship with a man, he's going to give you the most he will ever give you is at the beginning.
So you set your boundaries
at the beginning.
Just to address the question that we were asked.
She was with a guy. And first of all, she's 20.
Yeah,
so she's so young. She has so much time. And he's probably trying to string her along a little bit, especially because they're at a distance. Men explore their options. One thing I learned about men, they are single until they're married. And as women, they'll have us feeling like, oh my gosh, well, he wants to date me and blah, blah, blah. Like, there's a lady on YouTube. Her name is Universe Guru. You know what she says?
Yes, I know her.
Yeah, do you? I love her. One of the things that she says that when she was getting married to her husband, when she was dating rotationally, she said that, hey, they wanted to date her. They wanted to make her a girlfriend. She was like, I don't want to be a girlfriend. I'm looking for marriage. Period. So they were just dating and just talking and just going on dates until he was ready to propose.
Right.
And I think that that's so safe for the girls.
It is.
I told my parents, I was like, I wish you guys had given me like an arranged marriage. Yeah, my mommy got good taste.
True.
Yeah. I would tell her to add some men to the roster. And they, I saw this by Tanya Lucelli. She said, if you're dating, you should always have a roster when you're dating, especially when you're young. You should have several men that you're dating exclusively. She said one is too close to none. So if you have one guy that you're talking to, you shouldn't be talking to anybody.
Right.
And that's just it's not a women getting to the bag thing, but it's a young ladies protecting themselves and giving themselves insurance. when you're young, if there's just one guy who you're talking to all the time, you're gonna fall in love with him. He could be a bum. He could live, I don't even want to say a particular place because I don't want to offend anybody, but he could live in the gutter. He could live low. And and you could fall in love with him. Now you're spending your money. Now you're spending your time. Now the food that you have it in your parents' house that your parents use their hard-earned money for, you're making food in your crib and you're bringing it down to the hood to go and give it to him. Mind you, I live hood adjacent, so
there's nothing wrong with the hood.
But that's not
you
what
don't
you
want to have that mentality getting older.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah, so she should add maybe like 2 other guys to her roster. Even if she uses like dating websites. Like you're not really supposed, not that you're not supposed to, but I mean, I'm not necessarily a big proponent of like Hinge. Definitely not Tinder. I'm not a big proponent of Hinge and what's the other one? Bumble. Yeah. I'm not a big proponent of either one in terms of like finding a guy that you would want to settle down with. But in terms of like guys to talk to, yeah, you're a young, pretty girl. We have currency. You should be talking to different guys. He told her that he's not going to have any money until April.
Right.
One of the things that we were just talking about is we both had men spend money on us and be super duper sweet and kind about it. And they were spending their last dollar.
And we had no idea until after.
We had no idea until after the fact. Or
just
even
they wanted to make sure that we were
happy and excited. A man is not going to tell you that he don't have no money. Unless he wants you to
but at the same time, if he genuinely cares, like, he's going to make it happen. Just keeping a roster, making a list of what you know that you want out of dating, out of a man, out of a boyfriend or husband. And from there, you can just vet every man that you talk to, basically.
Mm-hmm. And also, too, something that I actually learned from Abby that was amazing. Even though we vet the guys that we're speaking to, just because a guy doesn't check off all the boxes doesn't mean we take him off the list.
Right.
And that was very, very wise. That's something that I learned from you as well. Because I was like, okay, well, if he doesn't have exactly what I want, then I have to throw him in the garbage. But I like him. I don't want to throw him in the garbage.
Yeah, you don't have to. Just
make sure that you are aware of where he is on the list.
Right.
Be
and
very
if it's
realistic.
Below your standard of what you want, then when you give too much of yourself and then say things hit the fan, you don't want to look back and be like, damn, I put all this work into this and
that's where a lot of us we see you I'm sure you've seen it. You've seen girls online who are literally heartbroken, crying and screaming over a man. Women who date wisely, they don't cry over men the same way that women who date ignorantly do. Because one thing that I see online, oh my gosh, I gave him everything. Babe, why would you give him everything? Let's start there. You should never be giving a man everything. You should never be giving... Babe, that's the wrong hand.
I have the wrong hand.
Oh.
Every girl watching this video, put your hand up, look at your hand and say,
It's naked!
Unless you gotta bring on your finger, you don't have to sit with a man through thick and thin. That's not your husband.
And another thing too that I would say is you need to, for me, I will speak for myself. In my life, one thing that I have done a very bad job of, that I did do, because we speak in past tense. I'm great now. I'm perfect now. But
we're doing amazing.
Yeah, we're doing amazing. But in the past, one way in which I faltered was that I didn't think to fill up my own cup before I was in a relationship with a guy. Yeah. So when he was fulfilling certain needs that I had, if he was maybe calling me all the time and checking me, maybe if he was driving me places, maybe if he was spending money on me, getting things that like I didn't have, maybe if he was giving me security, you know, giving me hugs, you know, because we don't really live in like that hugs kind of society. Like, yeah, if I'm getting all those things from a guy, I'm not gonna want to leave you. You could tell me 10 different things, I'm not gonna want to leave because you're giving me stuff that I need.
Right.
Versus there have been seasons of my life where I've had the things that I've needed, and like it's not difficult to be like, all right, well, this is not really giving me what I need to give, so I'm gone.
Right.
Yeah. And also, this is sidebar. Go to therapy, please. Go to therapy consistently. I love that lady. Go talk to the lady. Yeah. Not as much anymore, but I still talk to her. Yeah.
Like,
that's my bestie. That's my bestie for the bestie.
So look at my own like dating history that I've gone through. I don't look back like in shame. Obviously, I feel like whenever you move through life, you shouldn't have any regrets. You should just learn from your mistakes and move. We move. But I do look back and I look at them as lessons. When I was younger, I would say around like 19, turning 20, around that age, around the same age as the girl who asked us the question. I was very into guys who didn't have a stable lifestyle. And
who could provide the funds that we was looking for at the time.
Right. It's not the best dating experience. And
I co-sign.
And looking back, I wish there was someone my age that had my age, or maybe someone in general that had just told me, like, you know, that's not really what you want, or something along those lines, because dating wasn't fun back then. Dating was chaotic. I remember there was even one time this guy literally came. I told him, don't come to my house. He came anyway and started cussing me out because I didn't come outside. Granted, he came from Brooklyn, but I feel him, but like, I did tell you not to come.
Yeah, in the first place.
Yeah, it's like those low quality experiences. It's like, it's funny to laugh about and talk about with friends. Like, oh yeah, I'm going through this, and you talk to you, whatever. Don't you want to talk about things that's like fun and enjoyable?
They're trying to be like, this man brought me here, this man brought me this. Oh my gosh, this man loves me so much. Right. And we were talking about this the other day. Men can only love you, not even men, they can only love you as much as they love themselves. If a man loves himself, out of 10, he loves himself, he's worked hard on his image, he's worked hard on his body, he's worked hard on everything. If he loves himself out of 10, then when he's madly in love with you, he's gonna love you out of 10. But even if he catches a little attitude with you, even if he's like, I'm not really feeling her right now, you're still gonna be at like an 8. Right. Versus if the man if he's at a 5 for himself, when he's madly in love with you, the best it's ever gonna get is a 5. So it's only downhill from there, babe. So now you're blinking your eyeballs and you're at a 1, and you're like, I don't know why I'm getting treated like this, babe. He doesn't love himself that much. You're wanting a love from him that he can't even provide. He was given that love in the beginning because, I mean, nobody wants to show their behind at the beginning. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. And we're not saying, oh my gosh, break up with him, screw him. We are kind of saying screw him a little bit. But yeah, just talk to different guys. Just be around different people and enjoy high quality experiences, especially when you're like 20. Like, and yes, we are saying like date older, but like that matters more so when you're like Abby's age or like my age. Like I'm just turned 25, so like me dating a guy who's like older is not really crazy. Versus when you're 20, don't date no man who's 30. That's bonkers. The way I'm thinking about it as well is just like maturity too. Like a man who's 30 and she's 20, he could take advantage.
He could take advantage.
If he's so.
If you feel like you have the level of maturity to handle a man that's
girls who are young always think they're mature though.
That's true.
Yeah, they always think they're mature. When I was 20, I thought I was mature too. I was in a really, really long relationship. I got into the relationship when I was 21. I mean, for the most part, I was treated like a princess. But yeah, it was
we can really get into it on that. But.
Yes, it's true. Yeah, like I was treated really, really well, and I love that for me. And I'm so grateful to have had high quality experiences, and I'm so grateful to God for putting me in the pathways where I didn't have to experience some of the hardships that other ladies have to experience. But I got into the relationship when I was 21. Your idea of security at 21 is not your idea of security at 25. What you want access to at 21 is not what you want access to at 25. So it's just very it's very important to be mindful to date, to interact with different people, know what you like, know what you don't like. When we say, you don't have to take a slice of every pie to know which kind of pie you like. Sometimes you could look at it. Sometimes you could have a little nibble. Go on a date. You could talk to a person or two. The best places to meet guys as well is like when you're in school. So you should also be like educating yourself. Like Bill Gates, for example, he could have any kind of a woman he wants. Who else? Mark Zuckerberg, he could have had any kind of woman he wanted. Both of their wives have college degrees. We need to be consistently educating ourselves. So like one thing that Bill Gates said that was interesting. I watched a video of him and he was actually talking, and he said, people always talk about me being the billionaire without a degree, and it's so funny that they call me the uneducated one, but he educates himself more than most of the people that he's surrounded by. He said that even though he didn't get his degree, he's always taking classes. He's always doing something new. He's always learning something. He's always listening to an audiobook. And I think sometimes we replace going to school with being educated. Somebody could have a master's degree and they could still be uneducated. Right. So whatever you're interested in, listen to books. I love audiobooks. When I'm lashing and I do work, I listen to audiobooks all the time. And that's my thing. Or listening to podcasts like these. If you don't really want to listen to the audiobooks, listen to the girlies who've been listening to the audiobooks. Yeah.
We doing all the hard work over here.
It's, the heavy lifting. What are some interesting dating books? Because I don't actually know.
Why Men Love Bitches.
Ooh. Was that good? You read it?
Really good.
Really? I never read that.
I learned stuff from that one. That
wow. Okay, that one. Or there's another one. It's called All Things About Love. The times when you're supposed to be focused on your education is now, when you're literally young. The times where you're supposed to be focusing on love is probably like my age, around like 25. If you can put yourself now in a position where you're really educating yourself, you're really focusing on yourself, you're really focusing on not just your education, but just like your beauty, how much money you can earn, and gaining high income skills. And now at like 20, when you're my age, when you're 25, like you're gonna be around the kind of men that you want to be around, because you're literally gonna be working with them. That man could be your boss. You can marry your boss. You be one of them girls.
And is it a crime? No.
You so messy. Yeah, but definitely just focus on investing in yourself. How have you invested in yourself, actually? Because you did a really, really good job with that. But I want the girls to hear.
Well, I'm currently in school, for one. So in terms of financial success for myself, I feel like school is a big investment. I'm an economics major. Aside from that, in terms of my physical and my emotional well-being, I definitely invested in therapy. Therapy is a really good investment when it comes to your emotional well-being.
I went to Spelman, and I believe they do that at all the different colleges, but they will have free therapists.
Yeah, they do.
On campus that you can sit down and talk to.
Because that was my first one. You could always get to know yourself. So like going out, doing things by yourself. Like sometimes I'll go take myself out to dinner. If I feel like, take myself out to lunch, go out to the city or places that I know that I like, and just have a good time. Like you can have a good time by yourself, and that helps you to learn yourself. Obviously other situations do as well, but when you're by yourself, you're with your thoughts and you're learning different things about yourself, you're taking in different things, and it's just like a feeling.
Yeah, it's really good to spend time by yourself. And one thing that I really admire you for as well, I think you've been able to maintain a lot of good female friendships as well. And I know that you're a good friend because you're a great friend to me, and I really appreciate. Yeah, you've done a good job of like maintaining like female friendships, I feel like. And you interact with like different, and you have like sisters too, which is really exciting. Get around like women who really fill up your cup. One thing that Abby taught me as well was to like put myself on the roster. So on my own roster. So like when I'm talking to different guys, interacting with different people, how do I level up to these people? Because if you're expecting people to invest in something that you don't even think is worthy of an investment, then you're not going to attract the kinds of things that you want. You're also going to attract people who are not investing in you because you didn't invest in yourself.
What kind of woman would you see a man of value with? And then from there you can vet yourself as, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And look up on once you make your list, once you have a concept of like the kind of man that you want to find examples of that on maybe social media or just in the industry. Not because you would want to go for those particular men, because like for me, I don't really want a man in the industry. But once you find that kind of a man, those men have girlfriends, those men have wives. So like what kind of women are they entertaining? And that's how you would kind of like measure yourself as well. And also to be kind to yourself. Yeah. It's important to be kind to yourself. I don't feel like women are as kind to ourselves as we need to be.
Don't be scared to work on yourself physically.
Babe, you could do a little enhancement. There's nothing wrong with a little enhancement.
Do whatever you want. Do whatever you please. As long as it's not. I mean, I'm not y'all, so I can't be like, I can't tell you what to do and what not to do. But
if you got questions, you can DM us and ask us.
Yeah, do what makes you happy. Like, for example, it could be something as small as I fixed my walk.
Yeah, she taught me how to fix my walk too. If you don't feel it in your obliques, you're not walking right.
Certain people will see me and be like, oh my God, I knew it was you because of your walk. I get compliments on my walk. Like, that's things that stands out to me because I know that I worked on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh my God, I heard all my business out here.
No, I like it though. No, and I think like confidence is so important. When, as a woman, when you know that you've worked on yourself, when somebody comes to you and they haven't worked on themselves, you're a little bit like repulsed. You just want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. You're the CEO of your life. So act accordingly, hire and fire accordingly. And if the CEO is not working, if the CEO is not fulfilling his position, he's going to get fired too. His board will literally vote him off.
One thing that Christina taught me, and we actually did this last night because I was kind of in a mood. How do I put this?
What you would say, yeah. So not even an alter ego, but find a girl. There's a girl that you're creating. She is not you. She's just a girl. But she's somebody who you're like, I want to be like that girl. And you completely make her profile, make her Facebook profile. Is she in a relationship? Is she not in a relationship?
What job does she work?
What job does she work? What car does she drive? What how much money does she make?
Where does she live?
Where does she live?
What kind of place she lives in? Is it a condo? Is it an apartment? A house? Townhouse?
Where is it? Is it in New York? Is it in Florida? Is it in Miami? Is it in Jamaica? Like, where does she live? What does she do? How does she wear her hair? Like, how does she interact with the people who she's around? When she goes to restaurants, does she tip or does she over tip? Like, you want to get so specific about this woman. And the important thing to remember too is that she's not you. A lot of the time we look at that archetype that we're creating and we say, oh, well, I don't know if I would be able to do this yet, or I don't know if I'm ready to do this yet. If your goal for her, because this is just like the girl who's going to walk into the room and heads are going to turn. If your goal for her is to have 2.5 million followers, then say that. If you reach for the moon, you'll touch the stars.
You can put whatever you like.
The Lulu is the Salulu.
There is no limits at all.
There's nothing that you can't do. Think and Grow Rich is a book that I listened to it like a few years back. And I listened to that before I made some money, child. So I'm listening to it again so I can make some more money. I had listened to like certain parts of it, but I'm re-listening to it again because I really wanted to like get stuck into my subconscious mind. And there's a lot of interesting prompts in there. It's a really good book. Listen to it. If you don't feel like listening to all of it, go to like hour 4 and listen to like hour 4 on to maybe like hour 5. And listen to it at 1.25 speed so you can get the information super quick. Yeah, because that's what I'll be doing. I don't got the time. We're gonna hug. We're gonna hug on camera. That's how cute it is. Abby's amazing. Oh, I didn't even. Hello, wait. Oh, I didn't even know we were posing. That would have been so cute.
It would have.
Oh,
it's fine. It was a sincere hug.
It was cute. Yeah, it was a sincere hug. But yeah, like you've done a really, really good job of just like building your life and attracting the kind of energy that you want to come into it.
Yeah.
And there are girls who you may feel like are like, wow, they're at this level, but it's like they're not touching you in mentality. Right. Another channel that you guys can listen to as well, another channel that you guys can listen to as well is Karine Allude. One thing that I learned from Karine Allude, she breaks down like Hollywood's like starlets. She gives all their beauty secrets, and of course, I'm a pretty girl, so I want to know what the Hollywood starlet secrets are. And one thing that I learned, a lot of these women, particularly Marilyn Monroe, not only did Marilyn Monroe not know how gorgeous she was, but the men who she ended up in relationship with, other than Joe DiMaggio, like kind of hated her. Like they hated her, and she was Marilyn Monroe.
That's the thing, people didn't look at her like that back then.
Yeah, she was still up there back then.
She was up there, but people definitely talked down to her. Like if you think like Kim.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, you're probably gonna talk about the Kim Kardashian. Yeah, that's interesting.
I definitely feel like it's similar. Like even though Kim is up there, there's so much negative energy surrounding her name, and I don't think she's gonna get respect till death for it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yes, I'm so done. People like they feel very strong emotions towards her, but one thing that I learned, there's another book that I read. It's called Contagious by Jonah Berger. It's about like marketing, how things go viral. And one thing that they said was the way that things go viral is things that evoke a lot of emotion.
Right. So
if you feel a lot of emotion towards something, it's probably gonna go viral. And she goes viral a lot because people feel super emotional towards her. If you don't have haters, you're not really doing it right.
You know.
He told me this. I was like, well, some people don't like me. They were like, they hated Jesus. So who are you? He had his 12 followers.
No, they hated him.
They hated him. Even after he was like, he was on the cross. He was on the, they were still mocking to this day.
To this day, y'all still his biggest, not y'all, but he still got big haters.
Big haters. Like, yeah. No, actually though. Yeah. We love the Lord. Hi, Jesus. I hope you're pleased with us. Running our mouths. So any closing words to her? Yes. Number 1, we love you, girl. We love you.
I may sometimes come off a little condescending while I'm talking, but I promise you it's all love. Like, I promise you it's all love. I just want the girls to do better. I want them to experience amazing things, the things that they love, the things that they cherish. I want them to be around great people, great friends, great family, great men. Just great experiences. You are in your 20s, have fun, be smart. Upgrade yourself, level yourself up, work on things that you want to work on, whether it be financial, whether it be emotional, physical, whatever you feel like doing, do it. This is your time. You're in your prime. You are in your prime.
So she's 20 years old?
You're about to be 20.
Babe, if I could go back to 20, if I had a little Christina and Abby when I was 20. Yeah. I'd be in a lamb truck right now. Y'all wouldn't see me.
This is your time to be selfish. And that's just for everybody else who's watching. That may also be in a pivotal time in their life where they feel like a switch has gone off and everything that they liked before, they don't like anymore. You're going to go through that a couple times in your 20s. And that's fine. It's normal. Whenever a switch happens, try to learn yourself, see what's new, see what's different, feel around the new place because it's not the same as before. And that's all I have to say to that.
That was really good.
Thank you. You're welcome.
What I would say is, hi mamas, I love you so much. I've never met you, but I'm super excited. And more than me loving you, Jesus loves you.
Yeah.
And you were put here for a very intentional purpose. You being great is literally gonna help like millions and you don't even realize it. You're gonna be like a catalyst in this world. And if you could think about the level that you're trying to be at, this man talking about he not gonna have money until April he's gonna be the furthest thing from your brain. When you think about what God has for you, what is it? Jeremiah 20. That's literally the scripture that I put in my last trays. Where is it? Is it here? Yeah, that's so cute. Okay, well you can't really see it for real. It's right over there, but
for sale, by the way, guys.
Per shameless plug. But it's Jeremiah 29:11. It says in the Bible, "For I know the plans I have for you, thus saith the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." Anything that is holding you back from that goes in the garbage. And even though we can give you advice, more than we know you, God knows you. So right. I would really encourage you to get in your word, learn more about God. The closer you get to him, the closer he gets to you.
The better your life becomes.
The better your life becomes. And he knows you better than like any of us. So do you think that if you're his kid and he loves you a whole bunch, that the life that he's planning to create for you is not going to be more than you could see, more than you could think, more than you could ask? Yeah, so when you think about things that way, like all the money he wants to give you, all the access he wants to give you, babe, like, just start building it. I'm getting real churchy, but that's because that's what's inside of me. It couldn't come out if it wasn't inside. When God came to Moses in the burning bush and he told Moses, I want you to deliver the children of Israel out of Egypt. And Moses was like, I think you got the wrong person. It's definitely not me.
Did Jonah do the same thing?
He did too. All the people in the Bible, they all thought it wasn't for them. He was like, what do you mean? He went to the other side of the world. He was like, no, thank you. No gracias. Moses, God literally told Moses when he was like, oh, I have a stutter. They don't like me over there. God was literally like, what do you have in your hands? In my hands, I have a Dior gloss. That means that if God appeared to me in a burning bush behind you, he would use the Dior gloss to change the lives of millions. So what I would say to you is, what do you have in your hands? Do the best you can with everything that you have access to in having the most love for yourself and cherishing yourself the most. And God is literally going to do the rest, and he's going to blow your mind. And yeah, he's gonna blow your mind, babe. So focus. I'm proud of you, and the fact that we're
proud of you already.
And you're 20, and the fact that you even thought to even write something out to somebody who would actually be able to speak to you about what you're actually talking about, who's also a little bit older than you, who has a little bit more seniority. You're already ahead of the game.
And we're so proud of you. We can't wait to see where you go from here. So proud of you.
Oh my god, the girl's about to bypass us. We're about to be in Chanel with her. Like, oh my gosh, babe, I can pick whatever I want. Y'all, we love you so much. I hope that you guys really, really enjoyed this episode.
I hope you guys absorbed everything that we said.
Yeah.
And
if you need to listen to it again, listen to it again.
Yes. Mm-hmm. We just love y'all.
Yeah, no, we do. Yeah. Thank you so much for writing that message out, because I feel like that was so exciting and it really added a little bit of seasoning to the episode. So if you guys have any questions about stuff that you're going through, obviously it's going to be anonymous, but I think that it would be really, really helpful to have two young, pretty business baddies to respond. That was cute, actually. Yeah. Okay, we're done. Okay, I'm done running my mouth.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video to anyone who you feel would need it.
Oh, baby, yes, because we know the girls need it. So you don't have to do too much. You just send a little copy, a little paste, tell them to skip to the minute that they need to listen to. Right. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're literally the best. We love you.
We love y'all.
See you soon. See you next week. If you have any questions, feel free to DM.
Yes.
I'm such a pretty girl.